What's up, everybody? Some hot news just dropped about PoE 2 and Ascendancies. So, Path of Exile 2 released its Ascendancy classes skill trees. So, in early access, come Friday, we're going to be able to play 6 different characters with 12 different Ascendancies. And I think they just wanted to reveal these so you could help see the path that you want to take and which Ascendancy you want to go with. So, first, we're going to go with the Sorceress. And we're going to go through on how it looks. So from what I'm seeing here is you could actually see there is a specific path. So like right here, it goes to 1, and then it goes to 2, 3, and then you got to go to 4. And I'm assuming they actually labeled it like this because this is the order you're going to get these skills. I don't think that you're going to be able to pick and choose the actual skills. So at 1, you get Scrolling Winds, which lowers the effective resistance by 20%, which that could be very useful, right? Lowering resistances because you're casting spells, doing spell damage, and you're lowering the resistances. Maybe that means you're doing about 20% more damage. And then there's Tempest Caller. That's to your first spell ability. Creates a stationary fire, cold, or lightning storm at a target location for a duration based on the highest elemental damage type. For a hit that is triggered the storm. Hits which do not deal elemental damage will not trigger the storm. So once you do elemental damage, it will trigger the storm on critical hits with spells, which that seems really cool. An extra ability to hopefully scale up damage. You get Rain Dancer at 3. Elemental Storm has 150% more cooldown recovery rate. I don't know. It didn't really say what the cooldown was on it, so I'm not really sure what the cooldown is on the Elemental Storm. Heavy Snows targets affected by 2 of your chills at the same time. So now you can have 2 chills at the same time. Can reduce action speed by up to 35% and 25% less magnitude of chill you would infect. So then there's Sharper of Winter. All damage from hits contribute as chill. So you basically, once you get to 5, everything you do does a chill, and then it slows them by a maximum of 35%. So that's actually really cool. At 6, you're going to get Strike Twice. Targets can be affected by 2 of your shock skills at the same time. 50% less shock duration. And then at 7, Sharper of Storms. All damage from hits contributes to shock chance. So you get more of a shock chance now. So you could basically even do fire damage and have a chance for shock. At 8, you get Arcane Surge. Grants 10% more cast speed and 20% more mana regeneration rate. That's actually cool. And then Force of Will in 9 is increased effect of Arcane Surge per maximum mana. Oh, wow. So you scale the Stormweaver with mana. That's what it looks like. And then Heart of Storm, 40% elemental damage is recouped as an energy shield. So that gives you some more defensive. So looks cool. This is a build that you're going to want to hype up mana with. And I think it pairs with a couple nodes I've seen on the passive skill tree because there's some nodes that actually get increased by mana as well. And then there's the Chronomancer. And this is what I'm looking to do. Man, this thing looks so sweet. So at 1, you get Now and Again. Skills have a 33% chance to not consume a cooldown when used. That seems crazy. Right off the rip, I get a 33% chance to not use a cooldown. That's a 1 out of 3 cast. That's really good, I feel like. That seems awesome. And then there's Unbound Encore, grants a skill, Time Snap. Manipulates time, resetting the cooldowns of all your skills. So now I have 33% chance to reduce the cooldowns, or not consume a cooldown. And then I have Time Snap where I can use that. That might have a cooldown, but there's a 33% chance that it doesn't have a cooldown. You get 3 spells with this one. This is great. This is crazy because you get Ultimate Command. This is Time Freeze. So at 4, you get 3 additional spells. That's crazy. Releases a large wave that stops time for affected enemies for a duration. Duration is lower the more times an enemy has had time stop for them before. So that means if you consistently have time freeze up and you consistently do it, this will break a lot faster. So you won't able to just have everyone frozen forever. But this is so sick. That looks so cool. I'm wondering how this is going to work with groups. So, and the Tempest Rift passively leaves after images. So basically, like a mage in World of Warcraft, where they have their mirror image, and then you cast a spell again to teleport to that location. So this is the only thing. We're setting your life and mana and energy shield. So basically, if you took a lot of damage, or you wanted to go back to a location that you were to save yourself, this is a really good ability for offensive. At 5, we get every 12 seconds gain 50% more cast speed for 4 seconds. So that means that every 8 seconds we have 50% more cast speed. That's really good. I haven't found anything that isn't good. Enemies in your presence are slowed by 20%. Sweet. They're just all slower, so it gives me more time to cast more spells. 30% of damage is recouped as life. This seems so strong. Comment down below. What do you guys think? Does this seem ridiculously strong? I haven't played PoE 1 a ton, so I don't know how good the Ascendancies are, but this maxed out at 8. Recoup effects instead occur over 4 seconds. Man, the Rapid River. So I don't know. I think that the Chronomancer is just beefy, good, and so sweet. Let's look at some of the, I'm not going to go through every single one. I'll let you guys do that because I am playing Sorcerer and I am going Chronomancer. I'm going to go through some of the cool abilities that I see for each class. So there's the Titan Warrior. Look at this. Colosso capacity. Carry a chest which adds 20 inventory slots. That's a warrior for you. We like that. That is really cool. Your hits are crushing blows, so that means you're going to do a lot more damage. And 15% maximum life, and I'm sure some abilities scale with life, so that seems really good. The Titan looks really cool too, and you get 50% more armor from body armor items that you're equipping. Then we have the Warbringer. Let's see what the Warbringer has. The Warbringer has more spells, so right at 3, you get Encase in Jade. Consumes all stack of Jade to grant a buff for duration, absorb all damage from hits. Jeez, it's like a paladin shield. Up to a maximum based amount of Jade consumed. While enclosed, you cannot move or perform actions. Oh, so that's just to save your life there. That doesn't sound too cool. All right, let's see what the totem does. Each of your totems will summon an ancestral spirit minion to fight for you. The totem summoned, a minion dies, the ancestral will too. So you basically get some minions to fight for you. And maybe this last one is what's really good in this one. Ignore Warcry cooldown. So you basically always have the Warcry up, and I think Warcry is very strong for the warrior. So you know what? I'll be honest, none of the warrior stuff excites me like the Sork stuff yet. So maybe it's just I'm biased to the Sork, but let's check out some other classes. So we got the Witch. Let's look at the Blood Mage Witch. So right out the rip, you get life remnants, and then this is allowing you to gain skills based on life equal to cost of base mana. Drinks the blood of your enemies to restore your life. While active, enemies have a chance you kill have a chance to spawn life remains, and critically hitting the target spawns as life remains for a few seconds. Picking up life remains grants you life, which can overflow into maximum life. That's a pretty cool ability. So you get some more life leech. 1% increased critical damage bonus per 40 life. So you could get a really strong critical strike damage build. So this is going to be all for building critical strike damage and critical strike hit. So base rate of critical strike chance is increased by 15% from spells. See, you only get one skill in this. There's cool stuff in here. Don't get me wrong. This is going to make you really powerful. There's only one extra skill, and it's just the buff on this one. So that's the Blood Mage. Let's look at the Infernalist Witch. Let's see what this is all about. This has the demon form. So basically you shapeshift at level 5. You could shapeshift into a demon, vastly boosting power of your spells. Gain demon flame every second you remain in a demon form, causing your life to be lost, increasing the rate. So you lose life, but you do way more damage. So if you have a lot of life leech, I think that this may be a thing where you could stay in this form the whole time and just literally run through maps and clear things very quickly. So you get the Infernal Hound in this too. This is summon Infernal Hound, and this guy takes damage for you. So this might pair well with the demon form. because if you're taking damage from hits and losing life, that could be detrimental to your health there. So the loyal Hellhound will take the damage for you, and then you just got to try to increase through leech abilities your life. So it looks like some of them have, this one has 11. I seen one of 12. Some of them only have 8. So that's kind of interesting that you'll have to do more trials in the end game to get more skill points for some of these ascendancies. So if that's something you want to take in consideration when you're, picking out your ascendancy, maybe I only want, what was it? I think the Titan, there's only 8 here. So you only have to get to 8 to max out your character's ascendancy, where some of them I've seen 11 and 12 already. So, all right, let's go look at the Ranger. This is Deadeye. This is really good. Eagle Eyes. So you have no accuracy penalty distance. You could just stay as far away from all your mobs that you're fighting, and your accuracy will stay the same. So it doesn't get, because basically how the Ranger works is if you're further back, usually it's a less of a chance to hit the enemies. So with this Eagle Eyes, you'll have no problem with that. So basically the Eagle Eyes is literally just buffing all of your projectile damage. Nothing really too much for defense here. So it's like a straight up damage build if you're going Deadeye. Let's take a look at, that makes sense, I guess, because the Deadeye, the Pathfinder, he's got some defensive stuff. You get some new spells too. 50% flash charge gained. So you're going to have more life flask and mana flask. Double the number of poison you can inflict on enemies. 35 less duration. So I wonder if that actually makes more damage happen, because you're doubling the damage, but it's at a less time. So that seems like a pretty good thing to have if you're going like a poison build. And then this has like 5A, B, C, D, E, and you get a bunch of different attacks. And I'll let you guys read through them with the Ranger. Gain 5 passive skill points. That's interesting. The Ranger does look pretty cool, but I'm going to say the Mercenary is going to look even better. So this is the Witch Hunter Mercenary. So you get some extra abilities: Calling Strike, Decimating Strike, and Concentration. Witchbane, enemies have maximum concentration equal to 40% of their maximum health. Break enemy concentration on hit equal to 100% damage dealt. Enemies regain 10% of concentration every second they haven't lost concentration. Interesting. Deal up to 30% more damage to enemies based on their missing concentration. So everything's around concentration here, and I don't really know how that works. And then there's the Sorcery Ward. This is a spell. Passively manifest a protective barrier, which takes elemental damage from hits for you. So this is more of a, I thought there'd be some defensive stuff in the Pathfinder or the Witch Hunter. The Gemling Legionnaire is the build that everyone's talking about. This thing looks really cool. Right off the rip, you get 10% quality to all skills, +1 level to all skills, 30% less cost of skills. This is crazy. Skill gems have 30% more attribute requirements. Gain an additional 3 skill slots. So now you get 9 skill slots normally, and with this you'd have 12. You could use 2 copies of the same support gem in a different skill, which every other class can only use 1. They add some resistances, and attribute requirements of gems can be satisfied by your highest attribute. Inherent bonus from intelligence, strength, and dexterity are doubled. This looks insane. These abilities are up there for me with the Chronomancer's Sword. Those look really good. And then the Monk, and the Monk was probably my second favorite. I kind of want to play a melee class eventually. So this is the Invoker. This has a meditate skill. Recharge your energy shield up to double its normal maximum. Channeling ends when you take damage, or your energy shield is doubled to normal maximum. So that's basically a buff to defense for your monk. Unbound Avatar, gain Unbound Fury by inflicting element alignments. Hits with enemies. Each time you reach a maximum fury, consume it to be unbound for a duration. So not really sure what that is, but it looks cool. Meta skills gain 35% more energy. And then there's another skill down here that creates a fiery explosion, an arching bolt of lightning, and an icy wave of projectiles. This chance for an explosion is proportional to your strength for a bolt to your dexterity and a wave to your intelligence. Wow, that looks really cool. Elemental expression. There's probably going to be a way to build something strong with that. That looks nice with the invoker. And then we have the last build for the monk, which has 9 nodes, and the Accolade of Chalala, if I'm saying that right. This gives you mana leech in an instant. So this is going to be a leech build. So 25% chance to gain 25% of damage hits with extra chaos damage. Grants skill into the breach. Creates a breach around you, allowing you to see nearby flames of Chalula. You are considered to be in the breach while this skill is active. Not really sure what that means. We'll have to check that out, definitely. So the monk looks really cool. There's a lot of abilities for all these classes that look really fun. It'd be really hard to choose not a Sork though. So we are going the Chronomancer. This wins for me. This looks like the coolest build that I've seen in a long time. So we're going to try that out. Comment down below. What are you trying out? Make sure to like the video. Subscribe to see Kefka on launch day on Friday. 2 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully we're crossing our fingers that we could just log right in and start friggin' having a great time in PoE 2. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.